We're back with your favorite show, The League of the Genuine Conversations, the only show on the planet where we talk about the important but often ignored subject of counterfeits. This episode will be going into another direction. Last week, we were discussing with Honorable Basalira, the mover of the Anti-Counterfeits Goods Bill, a new law to help us fight counterfeits. And you do recall that he was saying that we need every legislation, every law to have a component of counterfeits in it, because they are basically pervading every section of society. This episode is going to be dealing with counterfeits in procurement processes, the supply chain, in private or in public. And we have a good friend here, Ivan Oketa, a procurement specialist.
Yes, please.
You're a specialist, or you're becoming a specialist?
I think I'm a specialist right now.
You're right now a specialist. Ivan is going to help us understand the challenges of counterfeits in that area of procurement. Who is Ivan? What do you do? Those who want to know you.
My name is Ivan Oketa. I'm a procurement specialist for Movit Products, where I support them.
Movit?
Yes, Movit Products Limited.
Movit Products, yes. You make the gels.
Yes, we are producers of fast consumer goods to do with beauty care and personal care. So we produce the jellies for the bodies, and we produce hair products, and we also produce products for babies.
Movit, I was in West Africa one time, and I came across some Ivorian. Was he an Ivorian guy or somebody from Benin? I'm not sure. But there were products there of Movit. Was that true, genuine, or somebody is faking in that side of the...
That was genuine. Movit has a very big growth. We have expanded our markets right from the East Africa to down to South Africa, and even across Europe. We have stores where we sell our products to consumers out there.
So you're in West Africa, you're in South Africa, you're in
East Africa,
Central Africa.
Yes. The business has grown so much, so our supply chains have expanded to ensure that our producers reach the very last mile, or our products reach the very last mile of the last consumer. We've expanded to very many countries. In Africa, most recently, we've conquered South Africa, Malawi, Zambia.
When you say you've expanded, what does it mean? You have established manufacturing outfits there, or you're just distributing?
Not manufacturing outfits. We intend to put manufacturing outlets there, but for now we're expanding market. So we establish warehouses where we stock good and sell to the regions in that area.
So manufacturing is done in Uganda?
Yes, manufacturing is currently solely done in Uganda at our head office in Bunamwaya. That's where the plant is located.
So you must be making a lot of money. Give me some money, really. Because if you're conquering Africa, and you're selling also in Europe.
Yes, the Movit goal is to conquer Africa. Movit intends to have its products everywhere in every household in Africa. That is the Movit goal.
And what is the agenda of Movit? Is it to change us or to keep us original? These beauty things you make, you want me to change the way I look, or?
I know, Movit intends to keep you original. So we enhance your everyday living. We build all-day confidence by helping you keep in your original state. Movit does not intend to change how your skin looks like, how your melanin looks like. Movit intends to keep you at your original form and just increase on your confidence in your skin.
If you're going to increase my confidence, it means you're also working on my intelligence. So when I apply the Movit, it goes to the brain also, and I become sharper, or what?
No. If you use the Movit product and it builds your confidence, it simultaneously changes the way you think, and basically with your self-esteem builds up and your confidence builds up due to the use of a product that is not changing you, a product that is building your all-day confidence every day and enhancing your everyday living.
I must say that as a Ugandan, as an African, I'm very happy with the progress that Movit is making, because we don't have a lot of entrepreneurs here who are actually creating or manufacturing products. A lot of stuff is imported, that you stand out to say, look, let's do our own authentic original product is very commendable.
True.
So a lot of what we're going to discuss today, seeing as you're a procurement specialist in the cosmetics line, I think it's only fair that we discuss counterfeits in that area. Okay, but before we do that, I have seen on your CV that you do many things, among which is you identify, monitor, evaluate the supplies that keep coming. And the one thing that I saw there, which you do, is you look at pricing. You look out for discounts. You look out for this. Now, that is a red flag for us here, because as you can see, one of the drivers of counterfeiting is affordability.
That is
Price.
true.
We are so price sensitive. Now, if you as a procurement specialist, you're also going out into the market and you're looking for this bargain, aren't you going to fall into fakes?
Yeah, we have a challenge that in procurement, that very many businesses are drive towards cost. They believe they'll gain profitability when they buy cheaply, but yet they can gain profitability when they buy at a higher cost and use for a very longer time. So in procurement, very many people ignore, or very many businesses ignore a lifelong and instead go for cost. But cost, yes, cost affects us a lot in procurement, much as we always want to save for businesses, always want to acquire material at the best cost, and this makes us prone to counterfeits. So in this way, we are always looking for the best option. So you find that you leave the original product and go for the forged product because you're looking for cost. And the forged product may work relatively as it is, but you're not going to gain the mileage from that product, or you're not going to have the best time value of that product. So you find that you may end up buying the same product repeatedly at the same so-called low cost, yet you would have bought it a one-off, and it serves you a longer time. Yeah.
So Movit consumers who you have built across Africa are hearing you now. They are watching you. They want to hear that you are not compromising standards and quality because you're looking for discounts, maybe of the glycerin that you're buying and other inputs.
No.
Quality assurance, how are you doing it?
At Movit, we don't compromise when it comes to quality, because we believe quality builds our consumers, and quality builds trust from our consumers. And we ensure that we implement quality right from production. Production even before the raw materials, right from the machinery we are using. And if we get to the raw materials, how we ensure that we're having the right quality is we develop our suppliers. We let our suppliers know the standard of goods or the standard of raw materials that we are going to use in our products. And in this case, before we even say we are now going to import the product, the raw material, we ensure that the suppliers share with us data sheets of that product. And these data sheets show us the quality, the contents of material in the product.
But that's just on paper, data sheet. Do you actually inspect
Yes.
the stores, the warehouses, to see
So
and take samples of this raw material to see that is correct?
So we have a fully fledged quality department. So once we are ordering for the material, it is sent in. We say a sample comes in, it is checked by our quality department. And once our quality department approves that this is the right
Checked
product,
with the eye, or you have a lab?
No, we have a fully fledged laboratory. Our quality department is fully fledged. Everything is tested to meet the standards of the consumer, to meet the standards even of UNBS before the raw material is put into the final product.
Can you just walk us through the inputs, the ingredients, the raw materials that go into these beautiful products that you make? Do you have any local stuff that you get, maybe local avocado, and you squeeze it into the thing, or everything is imported?
I know. We import a variety of products to do with chemicals, glycerins, oil, castor oils, coconut oils. We import them. Then locally, from the local suppliers, we source things like herbs. We source things like beeswax, used also in the ingredients. Those are mostly that we get locally, those raw materials.
You don't use things like eggs. There's somebody who told me they put an egg
Yes,
mask.
yes, we do eggs. Usually when they are with the eggs, we get like the egg white, which is also got locally. But the egg white is used for the shampoos. That is used for the shampoos.
Egg white for the Muzungu chicken or this local one running around in the village? Or you discriminate against our local chicken and you only go for the hybrid ones?
No, I would not be certain about the content of quality or component of the egg yolk or the egg white that is required to identify if the
But you're the one who procures. You don't procure the eggs.
No, I did not procure the eggs.
Okay, going back to your work again. I saw that you also monitor shipments, the spares that come in. And I'm just wondering how you are protecting against counterfeits in those shipments. Are you using PIVOC? Has it worked? Or you are seeing a lot of gaps even in these imports of machinery and spares?
When it comes to machinery and spares, how we you see, how the supply chain flows will determine how counterfeit will get into the supply chain. So we look at the supply chain of the manufacturer of the spare. Does he require that spares are bought directly from his plant? Does he require that you buy from his authorized agent? So we look at his supply chain. Then if we need a material, say we need a spare, and then we contact the manufacturer. Then the manufacturer tells you, in our chain we have an agent in Nairobi or in Uganda who is in charge of the region. So all our spares source from him directly. Yes, but yes, back to PIVOC. We also use PIVOC. We use PIVOC to ensure, to verify our machinery.
You also, or you must use, is it optional?
No, we must use it.
What is PIVOC? You tell the viewers. What does it mean and what is it supposed to do?
PIVOC is verification for conformity. In this case, is that when you're bringing in the material, the government entity has to check the material, check the machine to ensure that it conforms. Conformity may vary to operational, environmental, and health standards. So once the machine is inspected by PIVOC and is passed, that means it conforms. That means you can use the machine. It is good for the environment, it is operational. And
does PIVOC, apart from checking standards, does it also check counterfeits?
Yes, PIVOC, the PIVOC system is in a way, I think, linked to very many manufacturers. So they have the authenticity. They use, I think, authenticity codes or Q marks or parameters.
Because there are some people who will get a well-known brand machine and go and fake it and put on the label. And you go out in the international market, in Hong Kong, in wherever, you get this machine. Is PIVOC checking?
PIVOC goes beyond to just checking the label. They don't just check the packaging of the machine. They go deep into the spare part. They check the components. They check the material in which it has been made of. Is it the same material that is required? Is it the material as the manufacturer is making the spare at? So it is, PIVOC is really so in-depth into fighting counterfeits. And in this case, they help to prevent the importation of very many counterfeits.
And what happens where, in your procurement cycle, you get a product that you later find not to be fit for purpose? It's fake in one aspect. What is the recall process or return process like?
Usually, there'll be a rejection of the product, and a rejection notice will be sent to the supplier that your product is not conforming to our requirement. So we request that you take it back or you have it replaced. But usually in procurement, we do supplier development, and in this development goes deep down up to the manufacturer. So when we receive a product and it's not conforming, sometimes we go the extra mile and let the manufacturer know that we received product X of catalog number or barcode number this.
And usually there are no issues. They will, if they're authentic, they will.
Yes, if they're authentic, they'll replace it immediately.
So do you think, as we close this episode, this part, Do you think that we have a problem in our manufacturing sector with counterfeits? The parts we get, the machinery we get, the equipment. Do you think there's a counterfeit problem, or in that area there isn't? From your experience?
From the machinery we bring in, I think the counterfeit effect is minimal.
Because for you are dealing with clear, legitimate supply lines. But generally, when you walk in the market, do you see some people? I know somebody who put up a production line to make pipes. Got the machines from some country, and the factory was down within a year. Breakages all the time. And
yes. That happens if you want you see, production lines also have authentic manufacturers for them, and then you have someone fake the production line. So if you get a fake production line, you're basically going to have challenges even at your final product that you're producing. It is not going to be conforming. It could probably not. You produce a soap and say it's a 50-gram soap, but because the production line is not authentic, it is fake, you're going to produce it is like 45 grams. The soap is not going to come up. Even its shape will not
it will even be 60 grams.
Yes. Or even more. Even the shape of the soap will not
be even.
Yeah, it will not be even, because you're not using authentic machinery. You're using a forged machinery because you want to meet your short-term needs. And at the end of the day, even it affects your consumers. Even your consumers, consumers like authentic and clean things. If someone gets a soap and it's edged, the edges are rough, and they say, no, it can't be original.
Ivan, we need to take a break. When we return, we're now going to dive into counterfeits in the cosmetics industry.
Okay.
We're back with the second segment. Sitting in here is Ivan Oketa, a procurement specialist working with Movit Cosmetics. A lot of popular products that you're making. But off the camera, you were talking about your interest in counterfeits, how you want to do a show whereby you educate, in other words, support what we are doing, because we've been a lone wolf, as it were. Can you just walk me through your interest in giving information about counterfeits? What happened? Did you eat like a frog or something, and you said, I must fight this? What was your motivation?
My interest in counterfeits came as a result of my profession, because as I interacted with very many suppliers, as I bought very many products, I started to learn the dynamics of products. I started to get to know that, you can tell this is fake, you can tell like this, that this is right.
So you have met a lot of counterfeits in procurement?
Yes, I have met a lot of counterfeits. From basic consumer goods to machinery to petroleum products, I've encountered very many in my career. So the drive was, so when I was able to identify this, I said, but we can let the public get to know this, so the public can also get to know how to identify a counterfeit product. So
for you, did you go through some training to identify? Because differentiation is one of the problems driving counterfeits. We can't differentiate genuine and fake.
Yes, I would say I went through some training, because in procurement we also we get into some trainings to help and curb counterfeit products. So it is against that I came up with this idea of, we can use the media to fight counterfeits. I noticed the media was not doing much. They would only talk about counterfeits, either if the Revenue Authority, the UNBS, or the police
have done a raid.
So then I said, but why don't we have this show that lets consumers know about a particular product? So I came up with this concept, I wrote it down, and I wrote down various concepts on various
Which products are you targeting?
Currently, I'm doing things to do with beverages, things to do with cosmetics. Even you can also do services.
There's a lot of fakes there.
Yes, there's a lot of fakes. Sometimes consumers are duped, but they don't even know that they're being duped. They do not know. And that is very common in services, when consumers. Let me give an example. Okay, you find you're consuming. Telecom companies give you various data packages, but this one is running out so fast, this one is running out slowly, so you don't know which one is running how. Very many consumers do not know that probably the company is making money off you because of how they package their data. Every data bundle is having a very different data speed, but you're like, let me get this big one at a lower cost, but it's depleting at a faster rate. So so I looked into things like water. See, water is currently, previously you had water being very expensive, but now water is becoming very cheap because people are taking advantage of water. People are repackaging known brands.
They get the bottles and
yes, they get the bottles, and there are various techniques I discovered that they use to refill the bottles, and the bottle goes back onto the market. Same thing is happening with cosmetics. People are collecting the bottles, the packaging material after use, and then they go and put something else, rebrand it, and the product is on the market and people are consuming. So I thought that why don't I come up with this thing where we can let the public know.
Can support. So we need to join forces because we are all flying at the same rate and trying to have the same objective. So why not?
Yes, that is true. You need to join forces.
You need collaboration in fighting counterfeits. You cannot make single, lone efforts. There must be a collaboration. So probably that's a conversation.
Yeah, that's a conversation we can have.
But do we have a problem of counterfeits in cosmetics? Can you paint a picture for the audience?
Yeah, in cosmetics there's a very big problem with counterfeits. Cosmetics are very fast consumer goods, and people who make counterfeits take advantage of fast moving consumer goods. So you find that you're going to use your baby jelly in a week or two because you have to smear your baby every day, and then you're going to need another one. So someone's going to say, if he's going to need another, that means that product has money. It is moving fast. So someone will go and collect a container, make a brand almost similar to baby jelly. They might even use the exact container and then rebrand it, put another product in, or put a fake similar product, and consumers get to buy. And this has caused very many problems for the cosmetics industry. You find that people are losing trust in brands because of counterfeits. There's a company, Movit is producing a genuine product. It's going out there, and then someone is interfering with the Movit supply chain with a different product. So that product circulates a certain market that Movit had established with good products. Then you find that consumers are now losing trust in the Movit brand. And then that trust does not spread from just that area. You find someone goes the other side and says, man, the time when I consumed the product the other side, was it nice? I don't know what's wrong with the Movit product.
So how is Movit fighting counterfeits?
Movit is fighting counterfeits through its distribution channels. If we go direct from, let me start from production. From production, we ensure that we produce a quality product that is very hard to copy. So we believe this will help us, or this will help the consumers identify what is ours and what is not ours. And we go further with our distribution channels. We have very streamlined distribution channels. So our consumers can get through our agents, our distributors, and authorized supermarkets.
But who knows them? You see our production team here. If I ask them, where can you get a genuine Movit product? You think they would know? Do you advertise and say you go to point A and point B only? Don't go to point C. Most of the adverts will say our products are in supermarkets,
every supermarket across the country.
So now there you've just opened us up to the counterfeit.
To the counterfeit. Yes, that is true. For fast consumer goods, usually it may be hard to restrict because the demand is high for fast consumer goods. You cannot restrict that, you only have outlet X to get our product from. But the marketing team, the Movit marketing team, goes further to sensitize consumers about the product. So in this way they get to know.
Sensitize consumers, that's important. What is involved in this sensitization? Do you do like consumer clinics or whatever? You call us on a on a Friday and we meet in a certain place and then you show us the product? What do you do?
This happens during trade shows, activations, promos, where the team educates the consumer more about the product. The team doesn't just tell the consumer the benefits of the product, but also lets them know that out there...
That is during the show, a trade show, which is once a year. Do you, for example, go to schools? This is your big market in schools, and tell the young girls and boys how to identify the genuine, how to properly use it, how to...
we do, if it comes to schools, we do a series of back-to-school campaigns, at least every...
That is sales. But I'm saying for the consumer to know your product, to understand. Apart from you saying buy one, get two. When we are going back to school, do you engage?
Yes.
Or do you want to consider engaging? I'm giving you tips now.
No, we engage, but I think we'd like also to consider to do more engagement to the consumer. So we increase protection of the consumer from the counterfeit. So in this case, we would like to have more interactions with the consumer, more conferences, product conferences, more talk shows, so we let the consumer be protected.
Public outreach.
Yes, public outreaches.
But how do you, because you've just said that, and which is commendable, that your first line of protection is to ensure the product integrity from point of manufacture to... But now, as you're doing that, the counterfeiter now for you who sells all over Africa is out there in some backyard getting your empties. I don't know what your empty disposal system is. Somebody uses the product and the faker gets it and goes and packs. How are you fighting that? Are you doing some enforcement, legal enforcement measures?
Yeah, there is legal enforcement, work hand in hand with UNBS, and in the city we also use KCCA, even the police as well, especially in a downtown. So these help to collect intelligence on how the product is performing, or on how the product, or on if your product is being challenged by a counterfeit. So in a situation where this is identified, we get a heads up, and the law or the legal team takes charge of it to ensure that that section of that counterfeit product is wiped off the market.
But me as a consumer, do I get to know that somewhere where I was going to buy,
there was
that shop
had a counterfeit product?
I think you need to inform us, because you might arrest here and the consumers are not aware that was
true.
the problem.
Yes, that is true.
You see, like how you cordon off a scene of crime. The reason why the police cordons off is to alert the public that there's a problem there. Do you cordon off the scene of crime to tell us don't go there?
No, I think we are not doing that, which we need to do. Yes, we need to cordon off and alert the public that that area there is danger.
There has been an argument which we don't agree with here. Some brands have said, if we take action on counterfeits and let the public know, our product will lose market and so on. But I think that if I am a consumer of a product and I am very loyal to Movit, and I get to know that they are actually taking steps to protect me, it might actually appear good that you're not just after profit, you're not just after my money, but you also care about my safety and welfare. Does that resonate with you? Yes,
it does. I think you make your brand stronger when you let the consumer know that at point X there was this problem, or we identified here there was a counterfeit. Unlike when you sit back and you don't let the public know. So if you don't let your consumer know, you're increasing their chances of interacting with the
fake, and then your reputation will be hurt.
And your reputation is getting hurt. So it is better you let them know, and this will build trust and loyalty to your brand.
Do you have a system of collecting these empties, the containers, or you crush them, or you tell me after I have used my baby jelly, you do some ad and you say, you know what, bring back the empty. We do a refill for you or something, or you're just leaving the empties out there?
No, the Movit group of companies has a sister company called Sim Plastics. So Sim Plastics is mandated to collect the used plastics from various consumer areas, and these are recycled. These are recycled to make new packaging containers for the products. So with this, it helps.
I've not seen somebody in my neighborhood area code picking plastics. Maybe tell them to
They
be
should
more
come around your
aggressive.
area.
Eh?
No, they do. They do collect, and this also protects against having poor counterfeit our products. So in this way, we are taking away the proposed packaging material that they could have used, and then we are taking it back and recycling it so we can use it.
Yeah, but
again.
how are you also addressing the environmental issues? Plastic is quite dangerous. Are you considering other forms of packing your beautiful product, or
Yes,
you are not concerned with the...
No, we are very, very concerned about the environment. We have, I must say, we have challenges. We had challenges in areas like Rwanda, where you cannot take a product in plastic. So Rwanda wants all the products packed in paper bags. So this has created innovations with our soaps. We now package them in.
And Vaseline, you put it in paper?
No, we are continuously innovating. The quality team is continuously innovating, looking for solutions.
How do you pack your Vaseline in Rwanda?
The Vaseline in Rwanda is currently still packed in plastic, though it is very high restriction, but it's packed in plastic. It is the soap that we are now not packing in plastic. Yes, so we are continuously trying to innovate so we can protect the environment. I think Tanzania is also proposing to do the same very soon on the ban of products coming in with plastics.
So overall, is the problem, as we end this, is the problem of counterfeits in cosmetics and these skin creams, is it increasing or decreasing in your assessment?
In my assessment, it's increasing because the demand for beauty products is high, and when demand is high, then the manufacturing companies are going to be producing a lot, and the product is getting saturated out there in the market. The product is saturated out there. It is prone to a lot of counterfeiting. So right now, I would say it is increasing.
It's increasing. And who is pushing this uptake of cosmetics? Is it the men or the women?
I would say the men.
We don't apply.
We don't apply, but the men are. I think we are setting so many standards for the ladies.
We are pushing the ladies.
Yes, I think we are creating very many options of the kind of lady we want. So, and this is pushing the ladies to be the various options of the kind
try
of...
and look good.
To try and look good, try and look this way as this man is desiring, then have to look the other way.
Too much competition.
Yeah,
some of it should be targeting the men to get responsible use of the cosmetics.
No, I think more of it should stick to its path of keeping the woman original. When the woman is always original, then the man is not going to push the woman to have a lot of
the men, as you've said, are demanding certain colors of women and stuff.
Yes, but
we're pushing the women into fakes as well.
Yes, that is true. But we'll encourage the women to stay original so they don't consume the fakes that will transform them into other kinds of people.
We're going to take a break. We're going to look at the dangers, if any, of these cosmetics. Let's take a break. We're back with the third and last segment of this episode. Counterfeits in procurement, counterfeits in cosmetics. To help us unpack the conversation, Mr. Ivan Oketa, a procurement specialist. Procurement has gone into the digital economy.
Yeah.
You have a lot of e-procurements, okay? And this has created its own problems, especially after COVID and so on. Can you walk us through e-procurement and how it is tampering with this counterfeit problem? The challenges, the advantages, e-procurement.
Actually, with e-procurement, it is facilitating the procurement process electronically. So find that here we are doing sourcing right from supplier identification to product buying electronically. And very many means have been put put available to ensure that e-procurement happens, apart from just the use of the email or the e-procurement purchase system. So if I go down to fighting counterfeits using e-procurement, manufacturers or suppliers have gone ahead to tag their products for authenticity. They create barcodes, they create QR marks, they create watermarks. So this improves the procurement. This helps us when we are sourcing to ensure that we're getting the right product. Say for example, if I buy a spare for a machine, when the spare comes in, I just scan its QR code, and then I'm able to know that this is an authentic procurement, that I purchased indeed an authentic item. It has had its challenges where a couple of suppliers who are equally producing authentic products are not able to onboard, maybe due to costs, and it's leaving them out of the market. But it has done more good to fight the counterfeit in procurement, because even me, when I'm sourcing materials, if I'm bringing material from China, from Brazil, when the material arrives, even at the ports they have the custom authenticity marks where they
But do they do a verification there for transshipment? Do they actually open the container to see everything? That's done here in the customs.
Yeah, they do not do
there.
that.
They just look at the documentation.
They just look at the documentation
and authenticate documentation.
So yeah, at maybe on the other side, at customs, they should be having that link, that e-procurement link of authentication, where they're able to authenticate products right at custom, even just before they get in here. Because I have seen it happen in European countries, and I think we can also have it here on our ports. By the time the material lands, the container is scanned and authenticated. They use RFID tags, and if it's a red flag, it is sent back.
I saw in Kenya there is a big issue there on this group cargo, you know, where you have one container with several people, small consignments there. They're using, they are saying now we need to open up, because they were charging per kilo.
Okay? For loose cargoes.
Yes, for loose cargoes. Now they are saying open and we charge you according to the transaction value if you bought some phones or some cosmetics, and it's causing an issue. So there are challenges there, but still with this e-procurement, I read a story recently which was saying that TikTok is cashing in on sale of counterfeit cosmetics and skin creams. It earns its 5% commission there. And this is against the backdrop of TikTok saying that they have zero tolerance to rogue traders and so on. Is social media, are the social media platforms complicating the e-procurement process by infiltrating it with counterfeits? Because every major platform has issues with counterfeits. Amazon, everybody has. So the benefits, advantages of e-procurement, aren't they being eaten into
by the social media?
Pervading and selling on social media platforms.
Yes, that is true, because when counterfeits are selling on social media platforms, they're getting into a very wide range of consumers, and there are consumers, even consumers that are not able to identify authenticity of the product, are able to purchase the product, because most times they're going to look out for only pricing. So this is killing
They're looking for knockoffs.
Yes, knockoffs. So this affects the e-procurement on our side, where for us we're not just looking at pricing, where we are trying to go the extra mile of looking at quality, authenticity of the product that we are bringing in. So yes, I believe social media is very prone to counterfeits. And
is Movit selling online, or the truck has to deliver physically? You're doing physical sales only?
There are various platforms, various online platforms. For example, Jumia, where a product is being sold, but it's also available in shops and supermarkets elsewhere.
So in your view, is technology facilitating genuine trade in genuine products, so it's also facilitating fake trade in fake products?
I think it's doing both, because technology is helping people to create options. And when people are creating options, they create counterfeits in the need to create an option. Let me give an example. If someone is selling a Movit jelly at 5,000, then someone says they cannot afford it at 5,000. So
they bargain.
They bargain. And this, with the presence of technology, someone is doing their best to create a product similar to Movit. So technology is making people forge products, I would say. It's also helping people forge products. So in this case, you find there's an option which is fake. So you find you'll have another Movit somewhere which is fake because of technology. But also, technology is also helping people fight counterfeits, because with technology, people are being able to authenticate goods even by the use of your mobile phone.
What would you tell somebody who has a penchant for going for, these dingy cosmetics and the fake ones? What are the health risks associated with cosmetics generally and then the fake ones?
Cosmetics generally, if you're using an original cosmetics from Movit product, it's going to have a better impact to your skin. It's going to maintain your skin. It's not going to have a negative effect on your skin. But if you choose to have or to consume a fake cosmetic is going to have a very big impact on your health. We have seen people have their skins tan. We have seen people have their skins bleached. We have people have their skins corroded. We have people have their skins burnt out because they're using options.
No, they are trying to lighten, to whiten. So don't blame them for... you're the guys who sell the whitening creams.
No. Yes, you may be trying to, but it's not right. It's not right. I don't believe it is right, because it's having an effect on your melanin, and we are in a tropical country.
The sun rays.
Yeah, the sun rays. Why are you whitening? You're going to make the sun again have an effect on you, because your melanin is
so
going
you
to
are
wear
against
off.
these people who want to whiten? You as a person?
Personally, I'm against it. Personally, I think it's not right. Personally, I think it's not healthy. It will have a short or long-term impact to your health, and the consequences may be fatal to your skin and to your persona as an individual.
So what are the health risks for these fake cosmetics? Do you have any?
Yeah, you can be prone to skin diseases, even can be prone to cancers, can be prone to skin cancers, and this will totally wear you down.
And for women, it can affect even your reproductive health, because
Yeah.
whatever you put on goes inside.
Goes into your
There are
bloodstream.
usually some cases we've seen arrests being done for fake cosmetics. They talk of some heavy metals, I don't know, zinc, mercury in there. Do you feel the law is strong enough to fight counterfeits in cosmetics from where you're standing?
From where I'm standing, I think the law is not doing enough. I think the law enforcers are not fighting enough the counterfeits in cosmetics.
Do you think they're being compromised?
Yes, I think they're being compromised, because I think they're being bought out, actually. Let me say that. I would say I think they're being bought out. I think the manufacturers or the makers of counterfeit products are having a portion of the profit going to a certain portion of the law enforcers.
To buy out, to pay out.
To buy out, so they can also be on the market. So I think they're not doing enough. You saw that case where someone was taken off the market, in prison, and then they appealed and left. So the law is setting a precedence that, if we have a counterfeit product, you can actually appeal and get released in such a way. So even the punishments for this are not.
I saw in 2019 there was a cosmetic company, I think Sure Deal.
Yes, that is the one.
They were grabbed with the products that were substandard. They were also having products with the forged quality marks. And I saw that when the case went to court, the proprietor of the company asked to settle the matter out of court. Plea bargain, those kind of things.
Yes, so it is such situations.
So you're saying this plea bargain is also not good
when
you're dealing with counterfeits?
Yes, because you're giving people a scapegoat, you're giving people a way out. So that means what happens after the plea bargain? If there's that option and then I'm gone, what happens? Am I going to go back and still bring back the same product in the market? Yes. So that person is going to go back and proceed with manufacturing.
So are you in support of the new anti-counterfeit goods bill?
Yes.
I'm sure you saw it in the media.
Yes, I saw it I think
What do you think?
the other week. I'm very much in support of it. I think it's very important that consumers are protected. It is very, very important. It will improve the health standards, improve consumer product standards in Uganda. So, yes, I'm very, very into it, and I can't wait to see it being
When we hosted
passed.
the move of the bill, he said he would be doing some public outreach activities to get input from brands and other key stakeholders. To what extent do you think the counterfeit problem is caused by lack of awareness? You feel we are aware enough?
No, I feel the public is not aware enough. What manufacturers or producers of products are letting the public know about a product is just the persuasive bit of it. They're only persuading the consumer to buy the product and consume it, but they're not letting the consumer know what the product is about. They're not telling the consumer the content of the product. They're not telling the consumer how this content in this product is helping their skin. They are persuading the consumer, you know what, come and buy this product, it's going to make you look like this. But you don't know what the effect is, you don't know how good it is for your body. So that is something that manufacturers and producers are not doing, which I think it's very important for the consumer. So so there has to be continuous awareness.
Awareness, but awareness not just for the consumer or the public. Even you, public procurement specialists,
Yes.
you need awareness because there is not a single case of procurement fraud that can take place without the participation of the procurement people. I have in fact seen a lot of procurement personnel being prosecuted. How is the procurement profession standing up against counterfeits, or have you sold out
No,
some elements?
No, we have not sold out. As a procurement profession, we encourage a lot of integrity in procurements, and this integrity goes as far as ensuring that you get value for money. Value for money is not just about buying at a low cost. Value for money is ensuring that the product you're getting is really going to meet a very good final result.
Yeah, but in reality, is that happening? Because you've seen government procurement frauds in COVID, in public infrastructure projects, in agriculture. They buy goats which cannot walk, or they buy all this. There's a procurement officer there.
Yes, it is. I would say it's not really happening enough, but I think it needs to happen enough.
The awareness.
Yes, the awareness. Procurement personnel and specialists need to up and avoid such.
You have an association.
Yes, we have
Have you done any trainings on counterfeits in procurement processes?
No, the procurement associations are also not doing enough in that area. I would highlight the IPPU, the Institute of Procurement Professionals, even the PPDA. I think they are not doing enough when it comes to counterfeits. They are focusing a lot on the procedures, the process of procurement. How are you buying? How are you getting value for money? But they are ignoring the other part, the inbound part of procurement, where you're buying the actual product and you're ensuring
in
quality.
Procurement processes and procedures, do you blacklist vendors who bring fake products? Do you say you try to bring a fake, you're not going to be in part of this bidding process?
Yes.
Or do you allow them to come for the next, having tried to dupe you in the previous?
I know. We do blacklist. We do blacklist suppliers. Supplier brings your product, it does not conform, you ask him to do a change, so doesn't conform, and you blacklist. You do it with that supplier when it comes to that particular spare or that area of operation. You do it with him and you move on to the next supplier.
Okay, as we close, again in cosmetics, do you think because we have a lot of fake guys who try to copy genuine products. But it's because they have access to the basic raw material like glycerin. Do you think we should restrict import and sale of raw materials like glycerin to Movit only? Am I free to just bring my 100 grams of glycerin and sell to whoever I want?
I would support a regulation. I think there has to be a regulation on the import of glycerin. Glycerin should be imported by registered manufacturers.
Not just anybody.
Not just
trading.
anybody. Not just anybody. By only registered manufacturers or products related to the input of glycerin. Because if glycerin starts to come in anyhowly, people are going to abuse glycerin.
Abuse it, yeah.
Yes, people are going to abuse glycerin. People are going to make a lot of products out of glycerin that are not good for the environment and the consumers.
Is cosmetics a luxury good or an essential good as we close?
I think cosmetics is essential. Cosmetics is essential because it is something you need every day. It's something you need to use every day for your skin, health-wise, for your skin, beauty-wise. So I think it is essential. Cosmetics have a contribution to the person. They build your confidence, they build your esteem because
Your outlook.
Yes, your outlook.
So in other words, efforts to fight counterfeits to the greatest extent must include cosmetics, because this is a daily.
Yeah,
And
cosmetics
here
are
you're
very
talking
key.
about the soaps.
Cosmetics are very key in areas of fighting counterfeits because cosmetics have a lot of options, and this is creating a lot of counterfeits.
Your message to the Africans, you are not say Uganda, because for you, you're selling
They're big.
to Africa and the Europeans. Your message to the world on counterfeits, what should people look out for?
My message to the world is in the latest year, counterfeits have had a trading that has increased from about 485 billion to now about 1.7 trillion in just trade of counterfeits.
In cosmetics or generally?
Generally. So counterfeits have had a very big impact to the world. And just 5 years ago, I think it was about 2 million people that lost jobs as a result of counterfeits. So it is very important that we protect not just ourselves, but even the economy and the environment by fighting counterfeits. So as you are out there, be on the lookout, be an extraordinary buyer, look out for what is genuine, be a genuine buyer, don't buy counterfeits. And if you identify a counterfeit, please raise an alarm. Use the various medias or communication tools available, and let people know, let the public know of the product you bought that wasn't genuine.
Okay, that has been the League of the Genuine Conversations. I've been here in conversation with a procurement specialist, Mr. Ivan Oketa. He has taken us down the road of procurement, specifically cosmetics, as he is a procurement officer with Movit, a big cosmetics brand in Africa, coming out of Uganda. We hope you have enjoyed our conversation. We hope you have learned something about this continuing menace of counterfeits that pervades every section of society. As always, we request you to subscribe to this channel to keep it running. We rely on your support. If you enjoy what we're doing, you can share, put that notification to know about our next program. Would like to sign off. Don't be fake. Buy, sell, genuine.